Okay, Prachi, I think let's just talk about just the sponsorship, especially
Please.
especially in a division like the ABC. It's not easy to have this pulling power. You continue to attract commercial support. Just more on it, and also how has this come about?
Yeah, and you know, to be honest, Jomo Sono and Jomo Cosmos, those are two brands in one. And you cannot wash away these two brands in South African football. If you talk about football in South Africa, you have to mention Jomo. Good or bad, you have to mention Cosmos. If you talk about best strikers in the country, development in the country, you have to mention Jomo or mention Jomo Cosmos. So this is a brand. Whether this brand is in the third division, fourth division, fifth division, this brand will always be number one in South African football. Whether you like it or not, you have to accept it. That's it.
With the sponsorship, I guess maybe it's another way to say it's long overdue that the team has come back to the PSL.
I think you're right. It's every chairman or coach's dream to go back to the PSL. So we are going to give it a go because our plan was for 3 years. So we are on our third year now. So we want to, with the backing of Lucas Petris, I think definitely we will go up.
In which aspect does the backing of this company help you for the season?
Paying of the referees, because SAFA doesn't pay referees. Paying transport.
Can you please contextualize that so it's not the same?
No, the referees get
Yes.
allowance from the clubs. So we, as the clubs, must pay allowance to the referees, not SAFA paying them.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I might be called to the DC.
Yeah, but Jay, I've had a lot of concern coming from clubs in different provinces. You've only been in this space for 3 years. Some say the unpaid monies that you're talking about for the traveling of the referees, for the teams traveling and everything, and at least you're in Gauteng, smaller province, a province like the Eastern Cape, where a team travels 1,400 kilometers in 1 week to honor a fixture, and they say all those monies have not been paid for close to 5 years now. How just difficult?
It's very, very difficult, you know. And I have had talks with some of the teams. It's very, very difficult. Maybe the problem is that we love football so much. It's a cousin, you know, and maybe as time goes on, SAFA will have some money in the kitty and be able to pay those teams, because some of them have been complaining about 5 years to me. I said, hey, there's nothing I can do. I've not been here for 5 years. I've only been here for 2 years. So it's a bit difficult. But in the 2 years I've been here, I haven't had anything. I haven't received any. I don't know if there's monies that are due to the clubs, but personally, Cosmos hasn't received any money from anywhere. But we carry on playing. We carry on with our job.
So you mean the annual grant that is supposed to come, you haven't received a cent?
No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe it's coming.
But when you talk about development of South African talent, how important is that league? I mean, with all its challenges.
It's very important, you know. It's very, very important. I mean, development in football is key. I mean, you look at Barcelona now. In the recent game, that 7 under-17 players sitting on the bench, 2 were playing. So that's development. Lamille is coming from development at Barcelona. So that's development. Because you can't play with Jomo Sono until he dies. You need to have new players coming up, like the Mofokengs of this world. You know, I mean, they are bringing fresh air into football, these new players.
We've also seen a trend of a lot of ABC Motsepe League players coming straight to the top flight. So would you say that the standard of football is good enough?
It's high. People don't, I will tell you now, they must not underestimate Motsepe. That league is tough. It's a very good league. It's a very good league. It's been spoiled by other things which we won't mention here, but the league is a good league.
But would you say that the system that the current, like obviously it's split into provincial and things like that, would you say the system is fair and is giving the best teams the opportunity to get to the professional rank? Because I can only speak from the Western Cape perspective, and I hardly see the best team, or the Western Cape teams generally do poorly at the playoffs. And I always see a lot of investment, a lot of good players, the players from Ajax and that fall through the cracks in those teams. They get to the playoffs and they're gone, and all the players disappear with that.
Yeah, I think the problem is that what I've noticed in South African football is that with the officials and everybody else, we don't discuss football. There's no discussion of football here. If the chairman or the leader has decided this is it, it must be like that. There's never been meetings where we discuss the way forward to football. How can we restructure this ABC Motsepe? Because you play the whole year, you win, you go to the playoffs, you get knocked out.
So 2 games.
You know, only 2 games and then you're out. You know, it doesn't make sense. It's painful. But we need to sit down as football people. They must open up to us. They must call us to an Indaba, football Indaba, where everybody is given an opportunity to say something. The journalist must be involved. You can appoint maybe 10 supporters to be involved from different clubs and the chairmen of the club. Let's sit down and talk about football. If we think football is in the amateur, is going the right way, let's sit down and talk. We must not fight or hammer each other in the press. There's so much that can be exposed now about amateur football, but it's not the way now. It's not the way. We need to sit down and talk about the way forward of football. Solutions.
Raje, I think I relate more to what you're saying, because most of us, we started covering football at amateur level, and where we come from, because Bushbucks was just the only professional team. So this league was the professional league to us. And when I look at it, the structure, as you say, has been the same since the Vodacom started in 1997 till today. And I think if you look just globally, and you guys have also traveled a lot, football evolves. And a lot of things that are being introduced as well. So I think I relate to the statement that you're making, that from 1997, it's almost 30 years now.
Still the same.
Still the same. Nothing has changed about this.
It's true. Football has evolved. That's a mouthful. You know, we're still sitting on the same story for so many years. You know what's the reason? Because the officials in football don't with stakeholders in football because they feel intimidated. They believe they must be on their own and decide on their own and decide for us and spoon feed us, and then we go and play. What can we do? We have to play because we are members. But I think the time has come now that the stakeholders in football, let's sit down. We're not going to fight. Just to talk, to see what can we do about this Motsepe, because it's a very, very good league. It's a very good league, honestly. If it's properly run, it's a very good league. Most of the players playing in the Premier League are coming from that league. So, but do the big wigs want to sit down and listen to other people's opinions? They must not send a manager. You know, that's what happens here. When we have an opening meeting, they just send a manager who's got no power. Shem, the poor guy said, "Ngisayobuza, ngoba sihleli lapho thi." You see, that's the problem. The big wigs must come down and talk to us and listen, whether it's PSL or SAFA, as long as it's football. Sit around with your people. See the way forward to the people. It must not be something that will happen and say, "Ish, the sponsor is gone now, we must make a plan." No, say it to the people. You can find a lot of people who are positive in football. There's a lot of people who are positive. It's not everybody negative. Even the journalists, there's a lot of positive journalists. For instance, yourself, 1997, you've been following football. There's a lot you can put into those big weeks, but they don't want to sit around the table. We need to sit around the table. Thina abanye sesikhulile salwe besilwa qala. Manje siyekile lento ekulu. I don't know, maybe isazovuka lento ekulu, I don't know. But asafuna ukulwa sesikhulile manje we want to do things sihlale phansi with the big weeks.
Can I ask,
Please talk to us.
you've been in the top 3 divisions of
Yeah.
South African football. Do you think there is an opportunity like to professionalize this ABC Motsepe League? Because I mean, you've been in the NFT, so you know the challenges there. Do you think it is a possibility to professionalize a 3rd tier?
If we can get the support of TV, it can be. If you don't have a support of TV, you have no chance. That is why you find NFD struggling, because they don't have a support of TV. Maybe it's 4 games, 2 games in a year and so forth. That is why the grant there doesn't increase. It's been staying like that it's difficult for them. Just for an NFD team to fly to Cape Town, it's a lot of money.
I see they're flying on match day.
What can they do? They have to do that. Some will be using buses soon.
Some they do drive.
You watch, they'll be using, because they cannot afford to fly. Maybe in future, because the rail is working, if some of us get promoted, we'll use the railway. I will use Prasa to go and play it, come back. What can we do? There's nothing you can do. Yeah.
Ajay, on a different matter, tonight is Bafana Afcon qualifiers. Just a general overview of what have you made of the team over the last while and and also
I've not been following Bafana. Who's in the team? Who?
Yeah, Tito.
That's it. That's the only player I remember there.
But I
He's a good player.
Yeah, but I think the last time,
It's a good player.
Yeah, what Matthias is saying, the last time we spoke to you, you could see, and I think it was even long before we even went to the AFCON, that Coach Bruce was doing something, and I think now he's just a few months away from being the longest serving Bafana coach ever, after Coach Clive Barker. What would you attribute this to?
I think he's doing a good job. We must not take away the fact that he is doing a good job, and I think he'll stay longer. If he can survive you guys, he will stay longer. When he started, he was being character assassinated left, right, and center, and he proved all of us wrong. But I think he's a good coach. He's doing very well.
What do you think he has done differently? Because when he arrived, he was just talking about rebuilding, but after a year, he quickly
He noticed that it's a different ball game. The national team is not a ground where you can rebuild or build new players. National team, you just have to play players who are ready and go and win. That's it. And that's what he's doing. He's playing players who are ready to go and play for the country and win.
Ajay, one of the exciting talents of our football is this kid at Paris, Mofokeng. Somebody like you with an eye. What have you made of him, and how far can he go?
To be honest, he highly talented kid. He needs to be protected. And I think the coach at Pirates is doing a good job, because twice I saw him pulling him off because the kid was starting to struggle. And a kid like that, the moment he starts to struggle, take him out. You're protecting him, you're building him. So that the next game he comes in, because that Mkhize was a bit stronger physically, he was a bit stronger for him, even though he scored with a ball which was played over Mkhize. But after that, he couldn't go past him. He was shoving him all over the place, was tackling him and so forth. But he's got a bright future. He's got a bright future. He needs to be protected properly.
But if you may allow me, last season at this time, last year at this time, you actually said Chiefs had made some good signings. Things didn't go very well. Your assessment based on what they've signed this season, what are your thoughts?
I haven't seen who they signed this season. Who have they signed? Honestly, I'm being serious. Last season, I thought they had some good players. So I was very surprised that it didn't go their way. I was very
Maybe some of the players you know, maybe the others you don't. They signed one defender from Captain's Space.
Totally.
Yeah, I've seen little bit of him. Good player, Serino.
They signed a left back from Golden Arrows, Bradley Close.
I've seen that they call him Lungu.
Yeah, they have signed Bongani Sen from Pirates, who was on loan.
He's a left back as well. They've signed 2 left backs.
Yes, then they have signed
Who?
DS Galaxy.
He's not bad. He's not bad.
Then a defender from Angola.
Miguel Inacio and
I don't know.
Blom.
I don't know.
Polo Blom's back.
Okay.
So those are the players they have signed.
You know the problem when you have Pirates, Chiefs, Sundowns? To sign for those teams, hey, it needs a character of a player. You don't just take a player who was not even playing in his team and think you'll put him there because firstly, they have the biggest following in the country. You can imagine you make one mistake and then they start shouting at you. You just lose confidence. So we just hope that those are right players for whatever these teams are signing. It has to be the right player for the team.
Having a good Kaizer Chiefs team, what does it do?
It's important. It's important to have a Kaizer Chiefs and the Pirates, the Sundowns.
And a Jomo Sono.
And the Jomo Sono's back, in the Premier. It's good for the league.
But people make that blanket statements often. What does it actually mean?
About what?
Everyone says like
Having a good Chiefs.
No, it keeps the image of the league up there. I mean, let us be honest. If Paris didn't get to the final, the top 8 wouldn't be so. The team that is making the top 8 to click is Paris, and they're playing well at the moment. And Sundowns is out now. The finalists, the Stellies and Pirates. But yes, they've qualified. They deserve to be there. But can you imagine if it was Pirates and Chiefs in the final? The whole country will be buzzing. At the moment, quarter of a country is buzzing for them. It's all Pirates.
But Pirates will always be very close to your heart. You are Pirates.
How do you know?
I mean, I look at Coach Jose, and I think also since Coach Kroll, he's also the first coach to be on the final year of his 3-year contract, and you just see there's just different way. I mean, you just look, even the players they signed this season, they didn't sign a lot, and they've got a lot of potentials coming up. You still look, I think in the first 5 matches in their starting lineup, 95%, if not 98%, of the players that they played are players from the previous season.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I think he's a very good coach. He's not a coach who's after publicity. He just wants to do his job, and that's it. You have coaches here, especially. I know one in the NFD who's just a publicity coach, and that's it. Some are not publicity coach. They're doing their job.
he's transforming these boys as well.
He has. He's done a good job. Let's not take that away from him. He's done a very good job. We hope he stays, but knowing football, can wake up tomorrow, he's gone. That's football. You know. I'm the only one who wakes up and still be there.
How long will it be?
I don't know. As long as God permits. Yeah.
Prajay, in your opinion, a team like Pirates, they were knocked out early in the Champions League last season. In your opinion, should they be going all the way, looking at what they have?
Yeah, with the kind of form they have, I think they'll go far with the kind of form. If they slump on that form, then they'll be out. It all depends on the form.
And apart from form, Prajay, what else does it take for you to do well in the Champions League? Apart from the form itself?
People are, of course, short-minded people, especially South Africans. You even forget that Cosmos was the first team to reach the semi-final. I don't think you remember that. Huh?
And those players moved to Paris.
And those players, the following year, they moved to Paris, they won it.
They won the Champions League.
So some people, they do forget. But you need to keep on reminding them before they die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does it take, apart from just the form?
Character. You must want it. If you don't want it, don't go and play.
Just the last one, Prajay.
Thank you.
You know that the Champions League always brings back the number 10.
Number 10.
It always brings back the number 10. And there's nothing you can do about it because those are CAF rules. What's your advice to the current number 10?
Current advice to the number 10.
Yeah.
Keep on wearing the jersey and play football. Finish.
Is it not heavy for him?
No. The problem with us, we think the jersey number 10 is the one that is playing. It was me who was playing. I was just wearing the jersey.
But did you want it to retire, Prajay?
It's not me. It's Pirates who want it to retire, not me. I can't tell Pirates to retire my jersey. At Cosmos, yes, I retired it because it's me. They want it. They won't get it. They want it. They're not good enough.
Oh, akagqoka number 10 nawe.
Kunomnye umfana wathi undurula uqonda ngagqoka number 10.
Khona mos la.
Ayikho le nto. Ndurula number 10. Hayi. Ningangithuki man. Hayi. Ningathuki number 10. That jersey is special. This man scored goals, not goals. He played against me. He knows me. He knows. He knows. He played against me. I was not just a player. I was special. And special, the difference is week in, week out. Not special for 1 week and then off next week. I was week in, week out, week in, week out, every week. If I play bad, you'll see me on the road. No, serious, jogging to Boys and back if I play bad. But number 10, he can have it there, no problem.
But that current number 10 has got what it takes. The one who's wearing it, Paris today.
Who's that?
Patrick Maswangani.
Who?
Patrick
Maswangani.
Maswangani.
Patrick Maswangani.
Another Tatani.
Maswangani?
Yeah.
Come on. I don't know. I saw him doing this, going towards his goalpost. He was doing on the ball like this and going this direction. I don't know. And then I switched on to English football. He was going this way, but Pirates was scoring this way, and he was going like this. I don't know. So I don't know if the Pirates number 10 was doing that. You posed a question, now I'm giving it back to you. Now you can't answer me. I'm asking you. I don't say it's wrong, I'm just saying the only time I saw him was when he was doing that.
One could argue that you also entertain the crowd in that manner as well.
Yeah, only when you... I wasn't going that way. I wanted to go that way. And Jingles Pereira, he was my shadow. He was following me all over the field. And then I dribbled past him and I went around and he hit me and the referee blew the whistle and I stood on the ball. That's all I did. And from there, I took the ball and I went to score. Look at that, you'll see. I was playing 1-2s until I scored. So I wasn't doing that.
Because also this number 10 likes standing on the ball like the original number 10.
Yeah, I'm saying to you, they had already blew a foul against him. That's when I stood on the ball. Otherwise, I would never stand on the ball. I want to go forward. I wanted to go forward all the time. But he's okay. But don't compare them because you have compared a lot of them and they die. They're all dying after you compare them with. Don't compare. You can't compare, honestly, an elephant to an ant. This guy was an elephant. Pirates supporters will never, even if they're losing 2-0, they'll never leave the stadium, even if it's 89 minutes, as long as that number 10 is still in the field, because he could do anything, anytime. So don't compare Maswanganyi with me. He's a good number 10 for Pirates. Let him stay as a number 10 for Pirates. But don't compare, don't. Please.
Are you in touch with him?
No, I've not. You see, at Cosmos who retired, these guys are trying to bring it back. You can't. Kuya nobuhle. Number 10 le ihamba nomuntu omuhle. Can you imagine unika undulula? This one was retired at Cosmos.
Oh, it's retired at Cosmos.
Yeah.
Ayikho.
Ubantu uzigqoko. Bheka nje labantu laba ubheke. Hayi. Baba. Zwane wena ngakulunge nje ngoba unetemper ulwa na wonke umuntu. Bengalwe mina bengidlala ibhola. Wena? Wena shama short. Shama short ufuna ukadlele. Mina bengidlula abantwini.
So nobody's ever won at number 10?
No.
Never.
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 I'm saying never now to you. Or you don't hear, you don't understand.
When was the last time it was won at Cosmos?
When I stopped playing. Ever.
Hey.
It's never been won. Nithatha ama chance ni.